Okay, well, we will start. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Thank you all for coming out on this spring day. We'll open up the Mangawhai Community Park Committee meeting for Tuesday, the 15th of October. And apologies, we have apologies for Daniel Halls and Philip Johnson. I'll move those. Do we have a seconder?
Yes.
Yep. Thank you, Marianne. All those in favour, please say aye. 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 Confirmation of agenda. Do we have a mover for confirmation of the agenda, please? Thank you, Rachel. I'll second. We confirm the agenda for the meeting of October 15. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Conflicts of interest. Committee members are reminded of the need to be vigilant to stand aside from decision making when a conflict arises between their role as committee members and any private or other external interests they might have. Do we have any conflicts of interest today? No. Thank you. Move forward. Confirmation of the committee minutes of the 18th of June. I'll move. We have a seconder, please. Thank you, Rachel. That the Mangawhai Community Park Governance Committee confirms the minutes of the meeting held on the 18th of June as a true and accurate record. All those in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Carried. So we move to the business of the day. The first item, the Community Governance Operations and Project Team update. We have a mover, please.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rachel and Marianne. And we're welcome to the forum, Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. And Glennis is online.
Good morning.
Oh, hi, good morning, Glennis. No.
Ready for you to start?
Yep.
Everyone, I'm presenting the Mangawhai Community Park Operations and Projects Team update alongside who's online today. The purpose of the report is to update the governance on the activities that have taken place over the last few months within the park. Take it that you've read our report and we're here to answer the questions that you may have.
Any questions from the members present?
I don't have a question, but a comment. I'll do.
Well, we just hold because you'll have a comment in your seconder's statement. So, any questions? I do believe I have one. I'm pleased to see, Jenny, that the historic village developments, the rotunda and the Mertz hut set out are coming up. I know that there's some consternation on the part of the historic village people about this. Is there a particular reason why it's taken so long to get to come to full council?
Chair, I think just the change in structure within council and staffing. Yeah.
Okay.
Following up with plans, also survey plans, we had to move the Mertz hut and the band rotunda, change them around.
Yep. Because the space wasn't there.
Yeah, space wasn't enough for the band rotunda. It was originally where the Mertz hut is now going, and we've been encroached on a shared path. So
Okay.
we had a bit of a workaround with that. But I feel confident that everything is in the right place.
Everything's
certainly works with the trustees and they're happy with how.
They'll be very happy. Yes.
Through the chair, what is missing from this diagram is we haven't actually put in where the green space will be.
Okay.
There is a little bit because the toilet area is KDC's.
Yep.
We are just working with the original plan PCS through included the toilets, so we're just asking them for the purpose of the next meeting at the council meeting, that will be removed, and you'll see the actual area that's been taken up for the Dorrit village, so they're getting the full.
Okay. Because we're really only talking about their LTO area. Yep, okay, and that's good to clarify that. All right, Rachel.
Just a question, just on the ordered works, Jenny, we've got the retaining wall near Maz's Flying Fox, currently being costed. So is that expected to be, so it will be complete by the end of the year, those works?
Yes, I'll just defer that to Glynis. Did you hear that question, Glynis?
I did, yes. We are certainly going out to market very shortly. So we've had a geotechnical report come in. We've had an approximate costing from one supplier, and I am, because of the costs of it, I am just going to look and see if there are a couple of other local suppliers that we might be able to use that can do the project in a similar way to what we've been costed. Because of the sandy soil, it does mean that the retaining wall needs to be, it seems to be slightly different than you would normally do a retaining wall. So I've got that in hand at the moment. I can't say whether or not it'll be completed this side of Christmas, but I'm certainly onto it.
Chair, what sort of design did they come up with, Glynis?
They basically, and I'm really sorry, I don't have it in front of me, and I can certainly circulate that if it's appropriate. But it did seem to me that they, because of the sandy soil, the piles needed to go in considerably longer than was initially thought. And they were going to be, the design that I had back, the poles were going to be so 4 meters high, which means that they come up where the shared path is, and there's a handrail that now needs to be put in. So I questioned whether or not the solution that we'd been put forward was necessarily the way to go, which is why I've got out to a couple of other providers.
Okay, so can I ask a further question? Who did the report, the geotech and the report?
I'm really sorry, I don't have it in front of me. I'm in Brisbane at the moment. I can certainly find that out and get that information to you.
Okay, I'd like to see the report. I'd like to see the cost of it as well.
Sure.
Yep, no, that'd be good. That'd be good. Okay, thank you for that. I don't believe I had anything additional on that. Now the questions. No other questions? Thank you, Jenny. Thank you.
Do you want to talk about?
Oh, well, yes. Glynis, you've presented a budget. Was that going to be talked about now?
Yes, certainly, if you would like me to.
Yes, no, very much so. So yeah, while you're there, that would be good. So this is what we've got. You'll all got in front of you this here, which is the budget for specific, get the clarification for the Mangawhai parks and reserves, i.e. not just the community park.
No, that's right. So the if you look at so certainly what we've got here from a spend point of view, if I'm looking at page 5 of the governance and operations and project team update, you'll see there the breakdown of spending that we've done since for this particular period, so beginning of July. You can see there the amount of spend so far has been 16,440. There's a total budget of $155,000 for the Mangawhai Community Park. What I would say about it is it is relatively low for this point in the financial year. I am very much aware of that. We have been down in our parks team. I'm working really hard to look at other ways that we can deliver a good service with the team that I have. And so what you will see is a lot more of my presence temporarily while we go through a bit of a transition. And so you will see in the next report a considerable amount of greater activity. So I don't know if I've answered the budgeting question per se, but what I can say is that you will see a lot more activity in the Mangawhai Community Park.
Oh, well, I do have a question. Did you ever?
Through the chair, I just wanted to back up what Glynis was also saying. Is one of the things that we've talked about recently is we had we haven't been working with the project team as such, to bring in the SMEs back into that project team. We've actually now decided that that's a better way to support the park, is to bring that back in, and the project team will be reenacted from next week. So that will give support to the parks team, but also bring in any of the subject matter experts that need to be across the park.
Well, I think that
Point of view as well.
okay,
Yeah.
that leads to a key question for me. With that happening, are we going to have a presence of somebody permanently over here, looking at our parks? I mean, Glynis, you just said that, you have more overview on it. Is there somebody designated to specifically be in this area to look out for issues for the parks? Because this has been the problem that we've had for 2 years probably, and things have fallen through the cracks. So that's really the first question, is that with this change in structure, will we have more on the ground representation?
Yes, you will have more on the ground representation. My team has stayed the same. And so really what I'm looking at is a different way of our team working within the constraints that they have. At the moment, the person that is normally allocated to the Mangawhai area, which is Lara, she's currently on sick leave. So at the moment, I'm standing in for her. But having looked at and reviewed it, I can absolutely see that we need to have a greater presence. So I'll be ensuring that the team manage to do that.
Okay, that's great. Okay, that's major. The other question I had on the budget, Glynis, is, and again, it just, I guess it's the bigger understanding. So could we please just have a summary of what the total budget is for parks, then see what proportion Mangawhai makes up, and then specifically out of that, if indeed you have it, just for the community park?
So actually, I'm going to start at the lowest level if I can. So I'll give you the budget that we have for the Mangawhai Community Park, and that is 155,000.
Okay, and that covers all of those elements.
That's right.
So just to be clear, Glynis, through the chair, that 155 of the 431,000 that we've got on that sheet, that's what you're saying?
Yep. So, I mean, it's interesting when you see that, because by far and away, our biggest park, and I just, I don't know what, I mean, we know that the Sellers Reserve, and it's just a matter of what the other parks are that will come into this, because I take it that this doesn't go as far as Kaiwaka.
Not sure. Through the chair, I know that it does take in all the walkways though in Mangawhai, so it's not just the parks, it's the our walkways, connections and things like that, also under the maintenance contract.
So the maintenance will include future maintenance of the shed path?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay, I mean, I think that, I don't know whether I've given you enough of a lead on that, Glynis, but it'd just be nice for us to understand, the specifics of, where it sits, and just so we can keep abreast of particularly what's involved for Mangawhai Community Park.
Look, I certainly hear what you're saying, and I will certainly make sure that going forward, you get a better understanding of, really to give you a bit of a snapshot of where we are for each time period that we report on. Unfortunately, for this particular report, typically one of our team members compiles this information and they were off sick. So I really apologise for being underprepared in this for this particular report, but we'll definitely make sure that you have much better, more robust information going forward.
And I appreciate that. It's we have 3 of these meetings a year, I think. So it's a lot of the year can go past when we don't have all the information. But you've got it under control, and if you wouldn't mind also just letting us know when your person that you've got for this area designated comes in and alleviates you from the pressures of having to walk the tracks.
And look, I have to be really clear at the moment, my team is static. So it has been traditionally Lara that has been looking after the Mangawhai area. I don't expect that Lara is going to be changing employment anytime soon, although she is off sick at the moment. But what we are looking at within the team, so the team is slightly bigger than it has been. Traditionally, we've had 2 parks officers. There is myself, a team manager, and an administrator that is able to look after parks. So what I am looking at is how can we work better and smarter and alleviate some of the pressures that we have right across the district. So as I said, at the moment, it is me as the person that you will see most frequently with regards to the Mangawhai area. But over time, I am looking at how can we as a team much better serve all of our communities right across Kaipara.
That's great. I appreciate it. And, I think, I'll say it for myself, and I'm sure the other members would put their hands up too, is that, we're always happy to be involved where we can, particularly where it becomes to, a joint reconnaissance from time to time.
Certainly for us internally, re-establishing that community group that we have is really helpful. So at the moment, I'm a little bit stretched. Of course, I look after not only parks, but a number of other portfolios.
Sure.
And so having people on the ground looking at things, being able to funnel that information through, that's really helpful. And the same goes for yourself. If you do see things that you want to bring to my attention, please let me know.
And, to that, I appreciate the fast response that you've provided already on where queries have come up.
Mm-hmm.
So, no more questions. So I'll let Jenny and Glenn stand down.
She's got one more.
Yeah. I realise. So, Rachel, movers statement.
Yeah, look, I'm happy to note the operations and project team update. I think, this is a good update. We know where everything's at. So yeah, just appreciate the staff for their work in this space and, thank you.
Moving forward. Thank you. Marianne, second statement.
I'm also very pleased to see the work that's going, trying to get a more rapid turnaround on some things further to comments already made. Very pleased that the staff are continuing to work in relation to health and safety, and we have offered before and will confirm in writing that the Friends of Mangawhai Community Park is happy to help, because sometimes doing that kind of thing together can help in terms of health and safety. The other thing I think would be very useful for this committee is to have a map that shows very clearly where the licence to occupy areas are and which of the areas of council responsibility, because sometimes it's not completely clear where car parks are the responsibility of the council or a licensee, and obviously the toilets, and now the big change with the historic village. I think it would be useful just to, everyone else may know that, but I'm not completely clear about where the delineation is.
That's fair enough. Noted. Thank you. Any other members wish to speak? So, movers, right reply. Nothing to add. So, the recommendation is the Mangawhai Community Park Governance Committee notes the operations project team update, September 2024. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So, Mangawhai Community Park Committee risk update. With this, we have a seconder, please.
Yep.
Marianne, thanks, Marianne. Glynis is still there. Jenny,
Yes.
no, just Glynis, thank you. You present the report. Thanks, Glynis.
Thank you. Through the chair, I take it the report has been read, and certainly here to answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions, members?
Straightforward.
I do have one. The unauthorised mountain bike tracks. Has there been any further issues in this regard, Glynis?
Not that I'm aware of, but I know that certainly when people are able to get into a space like they have at the Mangawhai Community Park and kind of get in and become quite creative, it can be really challenging to rein them back in. I've certainly got some ideas of once we can make contact with the group about how we might be able to put them in touch with other community groups that are successfully developing mountain bike tracks in other parts of the Kaipara, where they've sought funding and got accessible tracks that are being built by others, by organisations that sit within the New Zealand Code for mountain bike tracks. But at this stage, it's proving really difficult to identify who it is that's actually in there creating them.
Yeah, well, I think that as of our last meeting, someone was going to try to see if they could connect with the young ones that were enthusiastically creating new tracks. So it's a watching brief, I think, on that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, certainly from a health and safety point of view, it's really concerning. We've had the contractor go through and remediate anything that is an obvious hazard to walkers and to other people using the park. And that at the moment is just an ongoing practice. So until we can really identify who it is, all we can really do is go through on a really regular basis, monitor what's going on, and where we need to remediate anything that we think is going to cause harm to somebody else.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Any other questions? I will have one more then. On the maintenance side, the risk became that the park was overgrown and unkempt and unsightly. Are you happy that now has been pretty much restrained? Certainly the top part is a lot clearer. It has been improved significantly. Have there been any matters that you feel like you need to raise in that regard?
I certainly think from an operational point of view, we have at times missed opportunities to work really closely with community groups who feel really passionate about getting in and weeding and making sure that the area is kept in a pristine condition. So that's something that I'm really mindful of, and will be working a lot more closely with some of those community groups, so that rather than waiting for things to become, looking quite weedy and not looking as good as they can, but trying to do that more proactively.
Okay, thank you.
Very keen to help facilitate that.
Yep, that's good, through friends. Yep. Okay, thanks, Glynis. I don't think there's any more questions, so appreciate your contribution. We'll let you stand down.
Thank you.
I have nothing further as move a statement. It's good. The risks that we've seen haven't expanded. That's the main thing, and we're moving proactively on issues that we had previously identified. Marianne, you got nothing further? And I got nothing further to add, so I'll move that we note the Mangawhai Community Park Governance Risk Update, September 2024. All those in favour, say aye. Aye. Carried. Thank you. Item number 5, the Mangawhai Community Park Master Plan amended following deliberations. I'll move this. Seconder. Thank you, Marianne. Mark, we'll call you to the rostrum and to present the item with Jen.
I think we can largely take the report as read. I think you've all been over it. A number of you have provided me with some comments. There's typos in the document which you picked up on. the feedback I've received from you by email, I think is all within the scope of editorial changes. I don't think we need any additional resolution to acknowledge those changes. I think that needs to be passed to our document production team. We'll tidy the document up a bit before it goes to council. So the decision before you is, if you are happy with the document now, you can recommend it to the Kaipara District Council for them to adopt as the final version. So we're right now at the end of the process, we've gone through 2 rounds of public consultation, and it's now a matter for the committee to decide if where we've landed is correct, and then can be recommended to the council for a final adoption for implementation.
Thank you. Excellent. Any questions? So just for clarification, so you'll just go ahead on the basis of what you've said now, make those changes, and then it'll come to full council. Fantastic, fantastic. No further questions? Thanks, staff. Thank you for I mean, it's been a really good process, I think, to go through from my experience, and I probably should wait and make these comments when stand you down. So, but thank you for all your efforts. So and I'll just elaborate a little bit further on that. I mean, I think we had good representation from the community. People are proud about our park, and it is actually quite unique in the country. So, you know, we've got to uphold the standards and uphold where it heads. And as Mangawhai expands, the park becomes even more centre of the universe. So there we go. Yeah.
No, I just congratulate really the staff. I think that we've, it's become quite a succinct document.
Yep.
And as already said, a lot of people have contributed to it. I've certainly been to and fro to quite a number of people, and all of the organisations within the Friends at Mangawhai Community Park.
Yep.
And it's come out as a useful, helpful, very good document. I think we can all be proud of it on the website shortly.
I do. Yeah. I applaud what's been done. Any other members wish to speak? No, I have nothing further to add. So recommendation is that Kaipara District Council adopt the Mangawhai Community Park Master Plan as amended in response to community feedback as presented, well, as will be presented with updates. So all those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Carried. Thank you, everybody, for attending. I will declare the meeting closed.